Good evening and welcome to the Janea Netball Centre for this round 14 clash between UTS and North Shore. UTS coming into round 14 in 8th position with a record of 2-11, while North Shore coming to the last round of the regular season in 5th place with a record of 5-7. Let's take you through the starting sides for both sides. So for UTS, the goal shooter is Chrissy Bryce. The goal attack, Nat Eldridge. At wing attack, Beryl Friday. The centre is Nagai Isles. Belinda Loveday is at wing defence. Cara Stiles is your goal defence. And at goalkeeper, Keely Rodrigo. For North Shore, the goal shooter, Matisse Leatherbarrow. Goal attack is Sarah Caulfield. Grace Hill's wing attack. Taylor Fraser's the centre. Amelia Bashir, wing defence. Maddie McCarthy at goal defence. And the goalkeeper for North Shore is Charlotte Rayleigh. So North Shore in yellow with the first centre pass. Taylor Fraser gets it at circle edge. And will Caulfield have the first shot at goal? No, she won't. Leatherbarrow will put it up and put it in for the first goal of the evening. So UTS through Isles gets them underway. The pass not a great one, but UTS managed to mop it up and they'll go inside to Bryce. And the class of Chrissy Bryce gets things done for UTS. Nice work there by Caulfield for North Shore, keeping it a nice high pass. We're going to go back to Caulfield. She's looking inside to Leatherbarrow and she'll get it. And North Shore take their score to 2. Leatherbarrow with both of those. So UTS here through Stiles. She was looking for Friday. In the penalty. Isles and over the top Bryce. Nice work there by UTS. They will look early and often to Chrissy Bryce. And they even the ledger at 2 apiece. She's had plenty of it early, Sarah Caulfield. And so is Leatherbarrow. She makes it 3 from 3 attempts. North Shore really speedy at the moment. UTS just have to utilise that back pass. So, slightly disappointing season for UTS comes to a close tonight in round 14 of the Samsung Premier League as both sides commit turnovers early. So Rodrigo finds Stiles. Up court they go through Isles and Friday. Eldridge out wide, another little turnover and half a trip, and North Shore pick up another one in the centre court. They stream down court very quickly. Caulfield now with her first shot on goal. Can't make it stick. So UTS with the chance to score from a missed shot. Three minutes gone in this first quarter. North Shore 3 leading UTS 2. Penalty goes their way and Chrissy Bryce with the height advantage makes things stick. So Bryce 3 from 3, Leatherbarrow 3 from 3. A really well weighted pass. Nice, both passes there, really nicely weighted by North Shore. Grace Hill getting a fair bit of it early, so Sarah Caulfield. They've been quite clean so far, North Shore. Nice pass by Friday. Finds Isles. Chrissy Bryce well up court. She's going to have to do some work to get back to the post. Nice little bounce pass inside. It'll go the way of UTS. 2-on-1 opportunity. But Eldridge elects to take the shot herself. Evens the score at 4 apiece. Down court, North Shore come again. Fraser inside to Caulfield. Caulfield puts it up and puts it in. So UTS with the centre pass, and that one very, very close. The wing defence, Amelia Bashir, just arguing the point for a second. Thought she got there in time. Over the top to Bryce. We'll see plenty of this evening. So 5 apiece, 10:25 to play in the first quarter. So UTS committing the penalty. 2-on-1 inside. They go there nicely. Leatherbarrow started well. She puts another one in. Combination of Leatherbarrow and Caulfield working well so far for North Shore. 5 and 7 in their season. They sit 5th at the moment. That's a really nice intercept from Grace Hill, the wing attack. Cut that pass off nicely. And they'll look to capitalise. And they go up, and that's a really nice pass. So Leatherbarrow scores again. She's had the better of Keely Rodrigo so far from UTS. But in saying that, there's plenty more netball to be played. So Leatherbarrow will have another shot on goal, and she makes no mistake. 9:20 to go. And North Shore have jumped out to a 3-goal lead in this first term. 8-5 the score. Friday with it just outside circle edge, tip pass, nicely picked up there by Eldridge. And she puts it in, cuts the deficit back to 2. So North Shore centre pass, and they do nicely to get inside. Well-weighted pass. Leatherbarrow has not missed. 7 minutes into the first quarter. 9-6 to score. Chrissy Bryce does well off a little tip. Keeps control of the ball, but the shot falls short. North Shore like that one. Good round of applause from the supporters behind their bench. (9-6) to score. Watching the Samsung Premier League with thanks to Bar TV. My name's Murray Canellan. There's a big tip down there from Beryl Friday. So North Shore looking to go inside once again. The big swing pass over the top. Cut off by UTS. But little screen worked nicely. Almost cut off there by Styles. And up and in it goes. Leatherbarrow has started like a house on fire. Halfway through the first quarter. 10-6 to score to North Shore. They've been very clinical, very clean. At the moment, they've only just missed the one shot. Matisse Leatherbarrow's on fire early. As they score again, the margin out to 5, 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. Up, and Bryce uses that height. Gets the penalty given away as well, so she'll have this one from mid-range. Good step in. Overcooks it on the first attempt, but she'll get it back. And she makes no mistake given the second opportunity. So UTS out to 7. They still trail by 4 as once again this transition down court from North Shore is lightning fast. Leatherbarrow have another crack, and she makes no mistake. Margin back out to 5. Friday from the centre pass. Looks over the top, gets it to Chrissy Bryce. And she makes no mistake. So the two goal shooters from both sides. Very clinical at the moment, and that pass long and good. The mid-court feeding some absolute peaches to Matisse Leatherbarrow so far. They're out to 13. Margin continuing to sit at 5. Just not going as fast, UTS, although this time a couple of quick passes down to Bryce, and she puts it in for the 9th goal for UTS. 13-9 the score, 5.5 to play in this first quarter. And a lovely pass there from Caulfield. Finds Leatherbarrow nicely. So Friday with it, just a little bounce pass back. She'd get it on the 1-2. Out wide on the court and a nice pass inside. Finds Bryce, although just leaves that one short. And as before, she doesn't miss the second opportunity. Inside the final 5 minutes of this first quarter. 4-goal margin in the way of North Shore. Get it to circle edge through Fraser. And over the top to Leatherbarrow, and she is easily North Shore's best on court so far. Although, in saying that, her mid-court have been spoon-feeding her. UTS over the top Friday uses her speed down court. They get it into Bryce, and she'll have this one from nearly underneath the post and slots that. So North Shore 15, lead UTS 11. The penalty will go North Shore's way here. Caulfield's been prolific in this first term and makes a good drive across the front of the circle. And she makes no mistake. So Caulfield and Leatherbarrow are finishing what the North Shore mid-court are starting at the moment. 5-goal margin with 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Round 14 action here at the Janea Netball Centre as Bryce misses and North Shore will get the throw-in. Caulfield with it again, finds Grace. Grace's pass half cut off. Fraser picks up the crumbs. Over the top they go, and Leatherbarrow will take the shot here from mid-range and sinks it. She's been terrific, Matisse Leatherbarrow, in this first quarter. 17 goals for North Shore. Pass over the top to Fraser, and Fraser back over the top. Lovely work. A couple of dimes there by North Shore. They push that lead out to 7. 2.5 ticks remaining. UTS dearly love a goal and a turnover. And shot from long range. Nicely played there by Nat Eldridge. Cuts it back to a 6-goal margin. But it's this transition from North Shore so far. They've been lightning. And a turnover on the 3-second play. So exactly what UTS needed. They got the goal through Eldridge, and then they eventually first forced the turnover. Risky pass sees UTS go to Friday on circle edge, and Eldridge with another nice move. And sinks it, makes it 2 on the trot for UTS, cuts that margin back to 5. Under 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. UTS looking for win number 3 on the season. Isles with the 1-2. The pass can't find a teal dress. UTS throw it away. Will be North Shore, who head up court. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. 5-goal lead to North Shore. That pass, Isles saw it from a mile away. Eldridge looking back to circle edge, trying to find Hill. They worked the 1-2, unlucky there for Isles. .40 seconds to go. Nice little pass over the top. Finds Leatherbarrow in better position, although she misses that. She's been terrific in the first quarter so far. Caulfield sinks the shot. So 20 seconds to go. North Shore with the centre pass. They make it stick. Lovely work. Caulfield has had a great last 2 minutes. Inside the final 10. Margin out to 7. They go high to Bryce. Can she get it in time? No. Umpire says no. And at the end of the first quarter, here in round 14 action between UTS and North Shore, it's North Shore 20 leading UTS 13. We'll have all the action in the second quarter coming right back. Play nearly ready to be resumed in this second quarter. And what a great first quarter it was for North Shore. 20 goals, 17 from 17, Mateeth Leatherbarrow. While Sarah Caulfield shot 3 from 4. While for UTS, Chrissy Bryce was 9 from 12, with Nat Eldridge sinking all 4 of her opportunities. And once again, back inside to Leatherbarrow. She has been on fire. That's her 18th goal of the evening. UTS have to find a way to stop the service because the mid-court of Hill, Fraser and Bashir have just been too good. Chrissy Bryce up and in it goes. That's her 10th goal of the evening and UTS's 14th. That was Eldridge's first miss on goal. She makes no mistake, given a second opportunity. So with Coach Moiragar's instructions ringing in their ears, they leave that pass to Bryce short. It's a significant height advantage Bryce has over Charlotte Rayleigh. Just got to get it high to her. And as they have for the first 17 minutes of this game, North Shore transitioned the ball so well, although that pass a little bit ill-advised to the 2-on-1. That deflection works in North Shore's favour. Out to Caulfield. They push the pass to Leatherbarrow, and she's good again. What a start for Mateeth Leatherbarrow. 19 goals. Isles over the top gets the tip, and it'll be a throw in. Well worked once again. Inside to Leatherbarrow, puts it up. Twelve and a half to go before half-time. Margin out to 10 goals. They go up to Bryce. She doesn't want it from there. Over the top, and well worked, Eldridge. Oh, nicely turned over, but unfortunately for UTS, the pass back inside couldn't stick. In the hands of Fraser. Fraser finds McCarthy. Down court they go to Fraser again on circle edge and up and over, although this time Leatherbarrow adjudged to have given away the contact. Out to Friday, couldn't see an option up front and had to go back. And Eldridge gets the penalty. And she'll get a nicely worked 1-2 there with Isles. Isles over the top to Bryce. Bryce from underneath the post makes no mistake. Takes UTS out to 16. North Shore 24, margin 8, up to Bryce. And nicely worked there. That's the type of pass they've got to get inside with the height advantage that Bryce has over Rayleigh. 24-17 the score, 11 minutes to go. And that's 2 on the trot for Leatherbarrow. Giving away penalties inside. Now UTS go quick and they go high. And Bryce puts it in again. And all of a sudden this margin back to 6 and the momentum swinging UTS's way. Hands by the sides and a quick draw goes UTS's way, and they go quickly inside. Eldridge to Bryce. Bryce hits another one, the margin to 5. If it was the Suncorp Super Netball, we'd see a tactical timeout, but here in the Samsung Premier League, you've got to work it out yourself. Will they cut this margin back to 4? Told to go back is Isles. Isles to Eldridge, earns herself a penalty. Just outside the circle with a good reach, Eldridge goes. Backs herself, unfortunately can't make it, but Chrissy Bryce gets a little tip on it. And UTS on fire at the moment. 9.5 minutes to go before half time. Margin back to 4, and UTS with the opportunity to make it 3, and Bryce makes no mistake. High fives between Bryce and Beryl Friday. And they get another turnover. All of a sudden, the running in one-way direction for UTS. They could cut this margin back to 2 if Bryce or Eldridge can goal again. This time Bryce, nicely outstretched, sinks it. The margin to 2. North Shore, no, UTS with the centre pass. Isles just making sure it was for them. Very close to a 3-second call there. Friday, nice pass to Eldridge. Eldridge looking in the Bryce direction. Bryce will win this one back. Lovely work, and this margin back to 1. Little over 8 minutes to go before half time. North Shore was 20-13 at the end of the first quarter. They've only been able to put on 4 goals in this second quarter. Leatherbarrow has given away a couple of penalties inside, and eventually they pick up their 5th goal of this second quarter. Margin out to 2. Eldridge with a nice worked move to get it off the centre pass, and Friday into Bryce. And Bryce once again makes no mistake. Her confidence through the roof at the moment. Cuts the margin to 1. So 11 goals in this second quarter for UTS. Just the 6 for North Shore. Friday looks for Eldridge. He just got a little check-in running. So Isles looks to Eldridge with a nice stretch. Eldridge puts it up and puts it in. Cuts the margin to 1. North Shore's centre pass. And the pass inside, nicely worked. Matisse Leatherbarrow hits it again. Only their 7th goal. They scored 20 goals in the first quarter. Bryce from mid-range puts it in. North Shore, all of a sudden, that mid-court dominance they had in the first quarter has slowed right down. Well, just keeping it in, no. Unlucky there for Cara Stiles. Thought she got a good tip to it, but under 6 minutes to go in this second quarter, and a lovely shot there from Sarah Caulfield. Coach says she's a very relaxed shooter, very calm. She's certainly doing that role for her side this evening. And the turnover It happened in the first quarter for UTS. Hadn't been happening in this second quarter, but they turn it over, just a tick over, 5 minutes to be played in the second quarter, and it's North Shore 28, lead UTS 26. Leatherbarrow puts it up and puts it in. Margin back out to 3, and North Shore just halting that momentum for the time being. It's been a great quarter by Keely Rodrigo. There's another tip. Under 5 to play, 3-goal margin to North Shore. North Shore ball here. And over the third, they couldn't make that play work, just over the top of Grace Hill. Now UTS through Friday. Good drive there from Isles. Isles wants Bryce. Isles gets Bryce. Bryce gets goal. Lovely work from UTS. That's their 14th goal for this second quarter. Ooh, Friday gets pinched for stepping. Quickly down court. North Shore go. 2-goal margin as we go under 4 minutes to play before half time. As you see in the background, the North Shore bench staying loose, and during the first quarter you would have thought a few of the bench players might have got a bit of court time, but as UTS cut this margin back, and a great little interception over the top from Bashir. Read it beautifully. Ooh, nicely played by Fraser. Kept it on the tips of her fingers. She found Leatherbarrow again. North Shore hit 30. 3-goal margin. They lead UTS. Fraser over the top, and that's how they were playing in that first quarter. They went away for 5 minutes, did North Shore, and UTS came right back at them. Isles to Friday. Bryce out high. She works back inside. 2.5 to go before half-time. 31-27. Over the top, Bryce holds herself nicely and hits it. What a second quarter this has been from Chrissy Bryce. So what was a 7-goal margin at quarter time runs 3-goal margin at the moment with 2 minutes to play. The UTS coaching panel would be pretty happy if they could take it in at 3-goal margin at half time. Under 2 to play. Up and high to Bryce. Safe as houses from that range is Chrissy Bryce. You're watching Bar TV's coverage of the Samsung Premier League. Round 14, it's UTS taking on North Shore. 3-goal margin, you can see there to North Shore. 90 seconds to go. Long range effort there from Caulfield. Makes no mistake. So UTS's opportunity, although they give it away. North Shore quickly up court. We hit a minute to go before half time. Leatherbarrow again. She was 17 from 17 in the first quarter. So the margin out to 5. It was 7 at quarter time, although a little turnover here from North Shore. 40 seconds to play. Can UTS get it in Bryce's hands? Nice defensive pressure from North Shore. Plenty of talk. You can hear it. The bench screaming out Friday over the top to Eldridge, and Eldridge to Bryce. This combination working nicely in the second quarter. With 15 seconds to play, UTS cut the margin back to 4 with the centre pass. They're going to have to work this quickly. Eldridge back to Isles. Isles up to Bryce. And Bryce, right in the shadow of half-time, sinks it and cuts the margin for UTS back to 3. First half done and dusted here at the Janae Netball Centre. As we go into the main break, North Shore 34, lead UTS 31. We'll have all the action of the second half coming right up. So back underway in the second half. And this round 14 clash between North Shore and UTS. So Caulfield makes her way to the bench. We'll get the update on that change, but margin out to 5. North Shore up. So UTS work it back before they can go forward. They keep control of this nicely through Friday. Little bounce pass inside. And Eldridge will get a second shot at this. So North Shore started where they left off. And they get the 3-second call. This lead pushed out to 6. Over the top, just too strong, although giving away another penalty was Leatherbarrow. She shakes her head. Friday now finds Styles, and Friday on a nice long drive. She feeds Bryce nicely. And the 33rd goal for UTS goes in. Margin to 5. UTS looking to pick up that 3rd win and finish their season on a high. Bryce from the shadows of the post makes no mistake. Margin to 4. Can they go on another run here, UTS, as they did in the second quarter? Bryce there for the rebound. Margin to 3. Centre pass going the way of North Shore. Footwork call goes against UTS. Plenty of talk on court from both sides as North Shore work this down. They'll get a penalty just outside the circle, and on the 1-2, they get it now on the 1-2. North Shore seek their 40th goal, margin out to 5 with the subsequent centre pass. Out to Hill. Hill finds Fraser. Fraser will go and get it again, and a lovely pass inside. She's had silver service, has Leatherbarrow. And a lovely little deflection over the top from Hill, wins possession back. Down court they go, margin sits at 6, 10 minutes to go in this 3rd term. And another one for Leatherbarrow. So North Shore with the centre pass. Fraser slowed up. Just work this around the transverse line. more in it. Goal attack. There's a couple of bodies go flying. Friday gets overlooked as she drives down court, although she'll get it now. They will go up to Bryce, as they have all evening long, and as they will do so all evening long. That height advantage, nearly a foot, you can see it as we go down court. That'll be the instruction to put it up to Bryce. And that height advantage on show right there. And put into the mix her Suncorp Super Netball experience and that height. Lovely work. Great little intercept from Cara Stiles. Eight and change to go in this third quarter. Margin staying at that 5-goal area. Can UTS make another run? Not on this occasion, unfortunately. Bryce can't make the goal stick. Although they will get an opportunity very quickly to convert another turnover. Margin sits at 4. Round 14 action of the Samsung New South Wales Premier League. UTS taking on North Shore. And UTS go inside again to Bryce, who makes no mistake. Halfway through the third quarter, margin to 3. North Shore with the centre pass. Out wide to Hill. Fraser wants it again. They go high, and once again, said it once, said it 1,000 times tonight, Matisse Leatherbarrow has been on fire. Back out to 4 goals. Going down hard there was Amelia Bashir. She gets back to her feet very quickly, and North Shore through Hill, goes to the corner to Fraser. Lovely little spin move there from Leatherbarrow, although they've turned it over. No, they haven't. Nice little tip late from UTS through Stiles. Moore with some nice passes. Sees Leatherbarrow get out to a scoring opportunity. She converts. Margin to 5 with the centre pass. Moore out wide. Feeds Fraser. Fraser goes over the top to Leatherbarrow. It's a long-range opportunity and hits it. Under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, and it's North Shore 45. They lead UTS 39. And here comes the 40th goal for UTS. They hit that one nicely. Chrissy Bryce has been on fire since the first quarter. Only the 9 from 12 in the first quarter, but since then she's been prolific. This time more. And it just rolls out. UTS with an opportunity to cut into this margin. They work it to Isles, finds Friday. Eldridge worked it back. She couldn't get the pass over the top to Bryce. Bryce with the rebound. Makes no mistake. Under 5 minutes to play in this third quarter, and it's North Shore 45 lead the UTS Sparks 41. Although Friday's pass just a little bit too far out in front of Eldridge. And Eldridge does some nice defensive work there. The tip sees it across the line, and North Shore will Maintain possession. Moore finds Fraser. Fraser will win the penalty. Goes short and sharp to Moore. Moore over the top. And will come back, although Leatherbarrow will have a shot on goal. And once again, as she has for a lot of this game, makes no mistake, as Maddie McCarthy makes her way to the bench. Quickly calls the injury timeout. Emily Nesbitt in her first year of Open Premier League comes on to fill McCarthy's spot. And the turnover from North Shore. Haven't seen many of those inside the goal circle for North Shore tonight. Under 3.5 to go before three-quarter time. Isles over the top, and it's just too easy when it gets in that Bryce direction. Just too tall. Once again, that height advantage works, and it also works when Beryl Friday gets it in her hands. Bryce with the opportunity to cut the margin to 3, and she does so. 2:45 on the clock. Margin at 3. Moore with the swing pass over the top to Fraser. Fraser looks for Leatherbarrow and hits it from mid-range and makes no mistake. Two and a half to go in this third quarter. Friday up high, goes back to Styles, finds Eldridge. Eldridge from long range and drains it. Nice goal there from Nat Eldridge. A margin 3. I'd love another turnover here, although it's in the safe hands of Matisse Leatherbarrow. And her shooting has been extraordinary tonight. She's on fire. Under 2 to play. 4-goal margin. Isles, Eldridge, Bryce. And Chrissy Bryce hits another goal. Back to 3, the margin. More for North Shore with it. Gets it over to Fraser. Fraser over the top to Leatherbarrow. And she's been dynamite from underneath the post as Matisse Leatherbarrow. 49 goals now for North Shore. 80 seconds left on the clock. And a foot just out for UTS. That's unlucky. Could be a bit of a momentum killer going into the three-quarter time break. North Shore haven't been able to extend on a lead past 7. They held that 7-goal lead at quarter time. Beautiful pass across the face. And Leatherbarrow, once again, clinical. Under a minute to play before three-quarter time. Moore's long pass finds Fraser. Moore will get it again, steps inside the circle. And this one from a very deep range and just won't go in. UTS now with the opportunity to cut it back to 4 through Friday and Isles. Out to Eldridge now, Friday. Friday puts it up to Bryce. Too strong, too good, puts it in. 4-goal margin, 15 seconds to play. UTS have the time to score a goal here. And they've just got to go long. Use that height advantage, and the pass no good, although the time will expire on them as they couldn't hit that second to last pass. And that is three-quarter time. Round 14 action between North Shore and UTS in the Samsung Premier League. And it's a 4-goal margin to North Shore. 50 plays 46. It's three-quarter time. We'll be back with the fourth quarter just after this. Welcome back to the fourth quarter of this clash, this round 14 clash in the Samsung Premier League. UTS taking on North Shore. It's a 4-goal lead to North Shore. North Shore, their first opportunity goes begging. So you have a look at the two major goal scorers tonight, Bryce and Eldridge. $39 goals for Leatherbarrow, and for Chrissy Bryce, she's about to put her first one in for the fourth quarter and does so. It takes her out to 39 goals. Margin back to 3. Can UTS finish the season on a high with their third win? Friday at Circle Edge just puts it up for Bryce. And she's clinical from that range. Margin 2 now, so UTS get the turnover. This is the turnover they need with the margin at 2. Isles finds Friday. They work it across the centre third. Eldridge to Bryce again. Just too good at the moment. Chrissy Bryce, that's 3 goals inside the first 2 minutes. Nicely weighted pass over the top from Isles. Finds Eldridge. They work themselves into a bit of a corner here to UTS. Bryce out high. They have to go back to go forward. Isles to Friday. Eldridge has her run cut off. Bryce from long range wants the 1-2. Won't get it. Eldridge to turn and shoot. Given a second opportunity, makes no mistake. Even we go. 2 minutes gone in this fourth quarter. And they had all the running. They led by 7 after the first quarter. They led by 4 at three-quarter time, and that margin has evaporated in 2.5 minutes of netball. So Leatherbarrow puts in just the first goal for North Shore since three-quarter time. Bryce leaves it short, picks up her own rebound. So Chrissy Bryce has hit 4 goals in this fourth term, 3 minutes into it. Leatherbarrow has just hit the score once. And they pinch the pocket. UTS with all the running and all the momentum. Nice work from Isles, finds Eldridge. Eldridge going to back herself from this range and hits it. They have the lead. UTS from 7 goals down at quarter time. It's their centre pass. 11.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. What can North Shore find? They're looking for win number 6 on the season. Just outside the top 4. Lovely work, Fraser with the interception. Did she get possession? Yes, she does. Top of the circle, finds Moore. He's had plenty of game time in the second half. Leatherbarrow goes down. She'll get the chance to make amends and does so. We stick to 52 apiece. Only had 1 draw this season. North Shore were involved in it. They drew with the Panthers. They get the turnover. UTS get the turnover. Friday finds Eldridge up high to Bryce. Too strong there. And they hit the lead once again. 53-52, 10.5 to go. Now, can they be clean going inside? They can. Bryce hits it. She's enjoying herself out there, Chrissy Bryce. Her combination with Nat Eldridge has been very good as we get a injury called. So we'll get a little bit of a change here from North Shore. Looks like Fraser's going to wing attack. Moore comes off. Caulfield back on it, goal attack. So they're just trying a couple of things here, North Shore. Under 10 minutes to go. A trail by 2. They've been in the front spot, pole position all game. And will it be Leatherbarrow who gets them back into this? UTS inside their goal third. Eldridge up to Bryce, and just that height advantage. Look at that. It's a dead set foot, Chrissy Bryce. Margin to 2. Lovely work. That's what we saw from North Shore in that first quarter. Clinical going inside to Matisse Leatherbarrow. Margin 1, Friday, Eldridge. Goes back to Isles. Mid-court really firing for UTS. Since quarter time, they go high. Bryce gets called out of it. Eldridge gets the block. She'll get the penalty. Margin to 2, 8:45 on the clock. North Shore go wide. It's got to go back out to Caulfield, who's caught high. Nice drive from Caulfield. Does she want to put it up? No, she'll swing it back. Back out. Gets it on the double. Well-worked move from North Shore as they cut the margin to 1, although it's turned over straight away. A turnover that UTS had committed plenty of in the first quarter, but we hadn't seen many of those since then. Patience being shown here by North Shore. Happy to work it through plenty of hands. They trail by 1, 8 on the clock left. Up high to Leatherbarrow. She has been clinical tonight, and she makes no mistake. Ties it back up. Oh, the little touch pass cut off. Keely Rodrigo, when her team needed her the most, cuts this one off Friday with an absolute bullet of a pass. Isles to Bryce. Bryce back to Friday, long and wide. Oh, they've worked that just terrifically. Friday and Eldridge with a 1-2 that got Eldridge right underneath. Back out to 1 for UTS. Friday from the centre pass. We've almost got a ball between them, Eldridge and Friday. Isles cuts in and wants a piece of the action. So does Chrissy Bryce. Margin out to 2. It was 7 goals for North Shore at quarter time. 3 goals at half time, 4 goals at 3/4 time. And one almighty comeback from UTS, just looking for their 3rd win of the season. They lead by 1. Centre pass goes UTS's way. This trio of Isles, Friday and Eldridge have been so good. They go high to Bryce. Took them a first quarter to realise that Chrissy Bryce has that height advantage, and ever since then, they've put it up high to the Giants star, and she has made very little mistakes this time. Inside to Leatherbarrow. Cuts the deficit back to 1. 6 minutes, under 6 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. The last quarter for UTS, can they make it a good one? Friday up high. Once again, UTS willing to show a little bit of patience. Beautiful pass, great hands from Eldridge, and she goes over the top to Bryce. Nice little touch pass, sees Bryce underneath the post. 2-goal margin, 5.5 to play. North Shore's turn to go inside, and her hands let her down there. Matisse Leatherbarrow has been so good, but that pass just a little bit too far for her. 5 to play, 2-goal margin to UTS. What a turnaround this has been since quarter time. Isles, long to Bryce. Chrissy Bryce makes no mistake. Out to a 3-goal lead with the UTS centre. This would be their biggest margin of the game if they can make it. Eldridge, ball doesn't want to cooperate. And North Shore get the rebound. Three-goal margin, so they will need a couple of those turnovers. Friday goes down and stays down just for a second. Back up now. And North Shore score. 2-goal margin, 4.25 minutes to play. This pass high to Leatherbarrow. She does well to get back and keep control of it. Margin to 1 with 4 minutes to play. Momentum swinging back to North Shore. Oh, unfortunate little trip there. The players just getting caught up on each other's feet. Friday says to Isles, you have the pass inside, and they just put it up high to Bryce. Two-goal margin with 3.5 minutes to go. North Shore have had all the running, and then in this third and fourth quarter, especially the early stages of this fourth quarter, UTS were just firing on all cylinders. They hold a 1-goal lead. Matt Eldridge has been supreme in this fourth quarter. And the mid-court have been terrific. They've fed Bryce so nicely. Friday. They find Eldridge at circle edge. Gets given it inside and just pops the little one over the top to Bryce. He doesn't make the mistake. 2-goal margin, 2:45 to play. Centre pass goes North Shore's way. They need the goal and the turnover in the next 2.5 minutes. And that goal from mid-range is sunk nicely there by Caulfield. 2:22 on the clock. 1-goal margin. UTS have to be clean and clinical with the ball. They get it across to Isles from Friday. She's fed Chrissy Bryce so nicely. And Bryce gets the rebound. Nervous times for UTS supporters, but not on the second opportunity. 2-goal margin, 2 minutes to play. It's the last quarter for UTS. And for North Shore, if they lose this, they won't make the top 4. They needed results to go their way if there were any chance. Minute 40 on the clock, 1-goal game, 64-63 the way of UTS. UTS trailed by 7 at quarter time. And since then, they have just put it up to Chrissy Bryce, and she has done so well. But off the feeds of these two, Isles and Friday. Friday goes down and is a little ginger at the moment. Might just want to call time for a second. No, she's fine. And the physio for UTS, Ive Silvera, just sits back down in his seat. Friday with the throw-in. As a look down, gets it on the 1-2. Under a minute to play. Bryce with great hands. And sinks it. North Shore centre pass. Sing's getting desperate now. A minute to play, 2-goal margin. They need a goal and a turnover. Do UTS get the turnover? No. Would have almost sealed it with 40 seconds to go. Leatherbarrow underneath. Sinks it. as the crowd start getting into this one. UTS centre pass, 30 seconds to go. A goal here nearly seals their third win of the game, the third win of the season. Chrissy Bryce hits it. 20 seconds to go, 2-goal margin. They need to get it to Leatherbarrow and they need to get it to her quickly. The pass cut off and UTS get a crucial turnover. Friday wants to slow it down, but then she just looks up, sees the imposing frame of Chrissy Bryce. She sinks their 67th and final goal, and it is a 3-goal win from 7 goals down at quarter time. A terrific comeback for the UTS Sparks. They win their round 14 clash against North Shore. It is UTS 67, North Shore 64. Disappointing end to North Shore's 2018 campaign. Both teams meet in the centre for one last hurrah. 67-64 to UTS. Thank you very much for joining in. On behalf of all the Bar TV crew and myself, Murray Canallan, it's been a pleasure bringing this game to you, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, welcome back to the Janaea Netball Centre for the final round of the Under-20s Premier League. I'm Brittany Carter. It's first v fifth on the show court tonight with ladder leaders North Shore United, who have already secured the minor premiership, 3 points clear from second place, up against the UTS St George Sparks. North Shore have only dropped 2 games all season and are the favourites for a victory tonight. But don't discount the Sparks. They're a team who are used to success, runners-up and minor premiers in the 2016 season. They went one better to take out the premiership last year and still have a chance of making the semis tonight if they beat United and rely on the Manly Sapphires to lose. When you look back at the matchups between these two in history, you can't split the two teams. They've both won 2 matches in past seasons and they drew 53 all back in round 7 in 2018. In that match, the score was tied at the first break, at the third quarter break, and at the final whistle. So we're steady and ready for this match with Taylor Favell about to lead us out with the ball to start the match as umpire. With her is Claire Mackay. Quick work from the Sparks here. Little tips from Sliger. And straight into Swanky, who loses her footing but draws a penalty. North Shore. Building, but Caitlin Campbell's here to spoil the party. However, they do get a throw in from the sideline. Sliger goes up and over to Ward. Selwyn collecting the intercept. An opportunity for the Sparks. Ash Selwyn, strong pass. Oh, nice work by the North Shore United defenders teaming up. But they can't gain possession. And it looks as if Swanky's not keen to run. That ball went wanting, and she just watched it. In the pocket now, United. They come toward. She's not happy with the position, so she comes back to the midcourt. Call goes against Selwyn. With a little extra effort, United are on the board. Sparks pushing in. Up and over, and Swanky again almost identical to the last attempt. On the edge, Elliott to Sliger. And now they just pop one up for Ward, who times her jump and a little skittle across closer to the post perfectly. 2-all. Up and over. Brilliant passing from the Sparks early on. And Swanky, a little cheeky look back to Caitlin Campbell. Although she might regret that as she missed the attempt. She gets another shot at it with the penalty. Pushes her team up by 1. Up and over to the pocket. Sliger to Sliger. Oh, it comes out of Ward's hands. Tips off the edge and into Claire McCrowan. Jess Bowden with a strong drive and take. Westwood in front. The Sparks up by 2 with the centre up their sleeve. North Shore with a nifty little turnover. Sligo looking for an option, tries to come back. Oh, brilliant work on the baseline. Sligo finishes the job, and they're back within one. Eliza Burton picking up a penalty. She decides to go to Ward at the back. Selwyn is in front, but gives away contact inside the circle. And now we're level, 4 apiece. 4.5 gone in this first quarter of round 14. McCrowan to Vassallo. Westwood now. Oh, little bounce pass to Kaimani Swanky, but it didn't make it to her and instead rolled over the back line. Nice work by Bowden to disrupt the play. And an looks as if she was steady to take the shot, but Ward offloads to Sligo and swish, she finishes with a beautiful shot. Burton goes cross court, Sligo with the fake, offloads to her sister, and then they go around the body of Selwyn straight to Ward. Smart young players showing what they're capable of early in this round 14 match. Westwood to Campbell with a quick back drive. The captain tried to swing. Elliott was on it. Quick work by Westwood. And she's done enough to get herself in a really nice position to take the shot. However, North Shore straight on the crumbs. And here they come now, pushing up with a chance. North Shore connecting beautifully all the way up the court. In the air. Sister to sister, a great understanding. So at 8-4, we better run through these teams. Nardi McDonald from North Shore United has got Isabella Ward in goal shooter. Her sister up in goalkeeper at the other end, Madison Ward. Sophie Ellett is with Maddie in the goal defence bib, up the defensive end. Gemma Donahue in wing defence. Nat Sligo in centre. Her twin and sister in goal attack. And Eliza Burton rounds out the side in wing attack. Now for the UTS St George Sparks, who are 5th, Regan Tweddle has got Kaimani Swanky in shooter, Georgia Westwood in goal attack with her, Chase Vassallo wing attack, Caitlin Campbell the captain in centre, Claire McCrowan in wing defence, and then in the defensive circle, Jess Bowden goal defence, Ash Selwyn goalkeeper. McCrowan to Campbell, she comes back to Vassallo, bouncing around the player. And smart work from Vassallo on the edge. Sees the ball with Kaimani Swanky. 3 goals the difference. United centre pass. 7-10 before the first break. Up and over. Ward, rocket pass into Sligo. However, it's come out the baseline and the umpire's called a throw-in. Campbell back to Selwyn. They're really trying to push into this mid-court. A lot of yelling being done. Selwyn's confused and frustrated. Persistence paying off as they completely stick the mid-court. It goes to over a third. Donahue in the mid-court with a penalty. Sligo driving forward. And a call at the back for the Sparks. Sees a turnover. Westwood tries to throw a rocket pass, but Amy Sligo straight on it and did beautifully to balance and make sure she didn't go offside. Vassallo out for the centre pass, gives it to Westwood. They go up and over. Vassallo backing up Campbell. The two of them there. Nice hands from Swanky as she takes a shot on the baseline. The difference 3. Just a reminder, this is first v 5th. With a win tonight, the Sparks may push up into the top 4, but they also need Manly, who are up on court 1, up against the Panthers, to lose their match. It's currently 10-all. And so the Sparks coaches will be looking up eagerly at that scoreline while focusing on their own match. Westwood tries to go laterally, but United spoil the party. McCrowan to Westwood. These passes need extra work to take, as one goes straight through the hands of Caitlin Campbell. In the pocket now, Vassallo. Oh, a rocket arm. At least Kaimani smiling. Nat Sligo out for the centre pass. Burton goes up and over to Ward. And they've got plenty of confidence, these ladder leaders. If you've seen North Shore play this season, you'd already know they've got 3 players in the Australian under-17 squad, 1 player in the Australian under-19 squad, 4 players named in the 2018 Talent Development Squad, 1 player in an A&L team, and 6 players in the New South Wales under-17s team. The list goes on. There's a lot of honours there. And that might be why, as we see Selwyn with a tip for Sparks, that United have been so successful this far. Nadi McDonald yelling out orders to her United troops. She's the assistant coach for the New South Wales under-17s. Coming back, McCrowan to Bowden. They go to Campbell and have to go laterally in the midcourt. Vassallo's waiting and ready. Campbell waits, floats the pass, but it ends up with Warden over the back line. Westwood to the top of the circle. Vassallo smothered by Sligo. And Kaimani so strong, able to find some space on the side of the post. She's shot every goal so far from the right-hand side. Having to hold time as the ball's gone missing in the stadium. Westwood back to Vassallo. They go up and over, and again, right-hand side, Swanky with a one-armed grab. They're back within 1, the Sparks, 12-11. Burton looking to feed. Oh, the ball is too much of a lob, and it ends up with Selwyn. Sligo wins the ball back. She did well then to make sure no Sparks came in contact with the ball she tipped off. Inside the goal third, Burton goes to Sligo. They come back. Ward making a drive forward. Now she's found front position and is in really good touch to take the shot. Back out by 2 minutes on the clock before the first break. Campbell comes to Bowden. They go back to McCrowan in the midcourt, laterally to Vassallo before they find Campbell. Now they're trying to push into this goal third, and Vassallo finds Georgia Westwood in the pocket and going 1-2. That was a pretty easy goal for the Sparks. 1:30. Burton straight out for the centre pass, goes to Sligo. She has eyes for a sister. They have to try and come back to the transverse line. And Donohue's cleans up in a bit of a contact. Outside of the player, a good grab by Ward. She's missed the shot, and Selwyn straight on the crumb. She's been brilliant so far this first quarter. Bowden comes back to McCrowan. Caitlin Campbell tries to cut and drive, but Amy Sliger found better front position, foiled the plans, and now United are pushing in for another goal. Up and over, they find her at the back. With a third attempt, the two shooters. Oh, here we go. Not quite. Burton's won the ball back. Doing well in transition, attack to defense. And United able to push in front by 2 with 30 seconds on the clock. With hard work and persistence. The Sparks come back to Bowden. Now McCrowan tries to give it to Campbell, but the passes and the connections are just not working tonight. Whether it's confidence, taking a second longer to look at the options. Ward in front. Takes them out to 15. 3 goals difference with 2 seconds on the clock. And that'll be it for the first 15. United up by 3 goals. And a pretty strong start in this round 14 clash. Heading back out for the second quarter, United up by 3 goals. And the Sparks at the moment look rather unchanged. Oh no, we're seeing Mariana Peru come on. in wing defence. McCrowan's moved to centre. And that means Caitlin Campbell's on the bench. United, however, completely unchanged. Oh, that's not true. Their goal defence is still Elliott, so they're unchanged. Ball won by Sparks through Selwyn. She's come out with plenty of intercepts tonight. McCrowan to Peru. They go to Westwood, coming back. Trying to push forward in the same slot. Vassallo to Westwood. Now they go sideways. Oh, beautiful pass from Vassallo. One hand to the other and then out like a sling. Kaimani Swenke finishing the job, and the Sparks have another centre to play with. Coming through the middle of two defenders. Vassallo, long ball now. In the pocket they go to Swenke and they swing. Coming back to the top. Forced back outside. United doing well in defence, but they have found Swenke, the Sparks. And with a little flick shot, she takes them back within one. Sligo to Sligo, up and over. Burton to Ward. They swing, complete the triangle. And now Sligo's on the baseline. So Nadia McDonald, in chatting before this match, was talking about how one of the big things United do is they have a word of the week. The week before last was thinking about what they're doing. Last week it was about release. If they're uptight about mistakes, release their frustration, and also the pressure in releasing the ball, just going to the option they see straight away, not looking anywhere else, because sometimes that option is then disappearing. But this week, the word is dominance. And so far, they're 3 goals up. But if they can hang on to the dominance they've showed in this first quarter and almost 3 minutes, they look like they're in pretty good nick. However, the ball's just come out of United's hands and into Peru's. Oh, Burton's won it back. The little Canberra star going again well in transition. Ward and Sligo happy with that, high-fiving. Up by 4 now, United. Westwood comes back to Bowden. Now Peru goes to Vassallo and she returns the favour. And now driving backwards, they're heading towards the post. Westwood right next to Elliott, didn't even look at the post. She decided to give it to Kaimani Swenke. And the Sparks are back within 3. Burton to Sligo, up and over in the pocket. Her sister sees Ward. So 2 lots of sisters in this team. Nat Sligo, Amy Sligo, the twins. And a bad pass from the Sparks will see United pick the ball up from their centre pass. And also I mentioned there's Isabella Ward and Maddie Ward at opposite ends of the court, and goal shooter and goalkeeper. So as you can imagine, the connections are pretty strong between these family members. And the fact they're playing at representative levels together, mostly for New South Wales, would also strengthen the bonds. Ward now in front of the post, wastes no time in putting the shot up. Sligo goes wanting for an option. She has to come back. Donahue to Burton, rocket pass from the arm. Ward comes back, and we see another rocket pass into her sister. Over the top now, Ward, midway. Bowden with a tip, but Ward picks up the ball and hangs on to possession for United. Nice feed from Burton. She's been smart tonight. And Sligo finishes the job. 21-15, 6 goals difference. Westwood back to McCrowan. Oh, strong pass overhead. Vassallo to Bowden. Now they push in or try to push towards the post. There's some pretty physical defense happening in the circle. And from the pocket, they go round the body of Donahue into Westwood and round the hoop and through. He's a pretty special player, Georgia Westwood. Of age this year, so unlikely to be playing in the under-20s in 2019. She'll have to either push up to the opens or find some room somewhere else. Ward a little way out. It's good on the mid-range shot. And United now up by 6 goals. This lead is creeping out. Remember, it was 3 at the break. There's still 9.5 left in this second quarter. Westwood does a 360, comes back to McCrowan, and she finds Swanky at the back. Casual as you like, up and through. Burton to Ward. They come back. Oh, straight through the hands of Sligo and over the baseline. Bowden to Selwyn. The pressure building, a lot of yelling being done, especially at the back by Ward in goalkeeper. The Sparks just staying calm. They cut out the mess in the middle and make it to the goal third. Vassallo in the air finds McCrowan. And Swanky times the backwards drive perfectly to take the Sparks to 18. Disruption from Sligo. She's always there, dangerous. Sparks going cross court and now straight up in the air to Swanky. Burton, long ball to Sligo. Looking at her sister, but opts to go to Ward. She's lost the ball. McCrowan's picked it up. Little bit of a mistake. Selwyn doing well to exaggerate the contact and draw a penalty. Sometimes netball is all about acting. In the pocket now, Vassallo comes back to the centre. Putting the ball up, Westwood finds it. She can't go to Swanky though. She has to come back to the edge of the circle, but the fans here, they're happy that Swanky ends up with it, and she puts it through. So despite being a pretty sparse crowd here tonight, they're very vocal for the Sparks team especially. And Swanky's down on the ground. She looks to be okay. And the tough cookie will now finish the job. Back within 1. Here come the Sparks. 6 minutes 50 left to play before half-time. Burton strong to Sligo. On the edge, in the air, and now with Ward through the hoop. They can score quickly, United, but it'll be about minimising these errors. It looks as if there's given a warning given of some sort. McCrowan up and over, one-handed grab by Swanky. Then they're back within 1. So Swanky really leading the charge at the back for the Sparks. A strong target. Sligo swings the circle, but the ball goes over Burton's head. There's so much yelling being done. The umpire just calls held and it all goes silent. Selwyn to McCrowan. Working well in the air, the Sparks. Little 360 turns aerially. In the pocket, Vassallo goes down on the ground to Swanky. Oh, well done. Finds backspace. Gives Georgia Westwood a good option under the post. And now we're level, 23 apiece. This is 5 the first. A stepping call against Sligo. And then a call against Swanky in the circle. So United with possession. Donahue finds Slager. They head up the inside channel. Now they go cross court. Slager does well in the circle. Picks up a penalty. And she goes up and through. So toing and froing, 1 goal difference and then level. United with the centre here have the opportunity to go up by 2. Sligo, tries to find Burton. And there is heavy contact from 2 defenders. Squishing her in the middle. They push to 25. Casalo finding Westwood. Coming back into the midcourt. Peru around. And they've got all the way to the edge of the circle. Picking up a penalty. Westwood with a long loopy shot. Brings them back within 1. Burton to Sliger. Sliger around the body of her player into the shooter. They do well to find side space. Can't finish the job. Not in the right position for the rebounds. And the Sparks are playing for their lives here. Up on the other court, the Sapphires are up over the Panthers by 7 goals, 28-21 with 3 minutes 16 left to play in that second quarter. So a reminder, even if the Sparks win tonight, they cannot progress to the semi-finals if the Sapphires win. So it is all on the line, but tonight is a little bit about pride for them too. They'd like to finish on a high note, last year's champions. And North Shore, with all this chaos happening, ball in the air, would love to take out the minor premiership on a winning note. They will make it there no matter what. Win, loss, draw tonight. But they'd like to take it out with a victory. And at the moment, they're up by 1, 26-25. A chance to go back to back. Quick work, Sligo to Burton. And now Ward, not happy with how far away she is from the post, rather. She's found better space now, Burton feeding from the pocket. And they do go up by 2. Peru to Westwood. Strong pass to Vassallo, charging through. They found Bowden at the back. The ball goes through McCrowan's hands, but it ends up with Westwood. And Isabella Ward, she's done well to win the ball, and then smart play, making sure she didn't get a replay. Burton, fake pass as if she was going to Sligo. Sligo will take the shot though with the penalty. From the baseline, they throw in. Ward able to regather possession. And now in front, Strong. Swish. And up by 3. Here they come again, United. A chance to really go strong into the half time if they can convert. They do so through Ward. And now a 1-goal, 2-goal lead has turned into 4. Almost a little win by Donahue. The Sparks will take a penalty inside the goal third. 1:17 on the clock. Swanky, beautiful fingertips, pulls it in. Takes her time. Composes. And makes it 26 for the Sparks. A minute on the clock. Can United convert and hang on to possession until half-time? Burton to Sligo. Quick work with her sister. They go 1-2. And up through the hoop. They've reached 30. Bit of confusion about what the call is. We've ended up with Burton out of play. Sparks penalty in the midcourt. Ball won by Burton. She has been absolutely brilliant transitioning from offense to defense tonight. Time and time again, and Sligo converts her effort, which means they're now up by 5. With an opportunity to make that further. 17 seconds. They switch up the top of the circle. In the air, split stance, Sligo misses the shot, and the ball comes off Bowden, but the penalty has been given beforehand. And United will miss a chance to convert the missed goal. So 31-26, there's 5 goals in this. Nadia McDonald keen to mix up their midcourt, testing some stuff out before the semi-finals. Meanwhile, the Sparks, their goal is to finish this season the best possible way, and that's with a win. So the score is tight. You've got some great teams here on the show court in the Sparks and United. So make sure you're with us on Bar TV for the second half of this round 14 clash. With a 5-goal difference, United in first place. The minor premiers, already decided, are leading the UTS St George Sparks, last year's champs. United have made one change to their side. They've brought Dakota Thomas on in goal defence. The Sparks just outsmarting them here. Beautiful attacking play. Swanky right under the post. And so the only change, there's 2 changes rather, for the Sparks, is Abby Baker on in goal attack and Maddie Hilton in goal defence. Peru stealing the ball in the air. Reading it beautifully. McCrowan, stuck for an option, eventually finds Peru. She goes 1-2 with Hilton. Now coming through, they push into the goal third. Baker with a strong pass and then a run backwards. Baseline shot. And the Sparks, first to score in the third quarter. Baker back to Vassallo. Ball is too big for McCrowan overhead. And Vassallo coming through, avoids a contact call, but it was close. United so quick to turn on the burners. Ward, fair way out. Takes United back to a 4-goal lead. And they've got another opportunity here to push that out further. Straight to the shooter. Slager to Ward. And Ash Selwyn, straight on the rebound, has kept the ball out of the goal circle. But it is back within United's possession with a throw-in. Ward just unable to get the ball through the hoop. Slykar's got her back though. Running through Baker, up and over. Vassallo. They come back, they come forward. And they find Swanky. Out for the centre pass. A bounce underneath Hilton. Ward again not happy to take a long range shot. Tried to get closer. Ball went over the sideline. United with a throw in. Keen to convert. Burton waits for Slugger to front cut. And after going 1-2, she goes around the rim and through the net. Baker bouncing backwards to Peru. McCrowan to Vassallo. She does beautiful work in the air chase, Vassallo. Strong and confident. Baker finding front position with a nice front cut. Draws a penalty. Takes the shot, swish. We love the confidence, Abby Baker. Sliger long to her sister. And she returns the favour right near the baseline where it's brilliant to take a shot. Vassallo to Baker. They come back to Hilton. She helps set them up in the attacking end. On the edge now, the ball pops up. Swanky losing balance and falling over the backcourt. Offloads to Baker. And with a little bounce, she puts it up and through. On her own, ready for the centre pass, Maddie Hilton. One-handed grab for the intercept. Peru unexpecting the ball. Swanky taking the Sparks back within 3. So there's a lot of yelling being done up on the top courts. The Sapphires are currently up against the Panthers 40-25. Stingrays down to the GWS Fury 31-18. and up on the top court. The Heart and Hawks doing battle. The Heart currently up 37-28. Heart are in second place and should stay there with a win tonight. Thomas to Elliott. Very smooth in attacking play, United. In the pocket now, they've swung the circle and they find Sligo at the back. I think Ward was expecting the feed, but they've got a pretty good understanding, these two shooters, backing each other up. Penalty just on the left-hand side of the post. Converted. Peru waiting for an option, creates one herself over the top to Fasalo, but the ball from Baker to McCrowan is not good. And United quick to jump on the opportunity with a throw in. Oh, lovely work from Elliott at the back. Double cut off the ball. Wasn't brought into play, but her efforts to get free was not unnoticed. Ward in front, fairway out. The ball just won't go in for some of these longer shots. She's doing everything in her power to win the ball back. Hilton to McCrowan. Plenty of yelling being done by the Sparks camp. Vassallo comes to Baker on the inner channel. They go back and reset on the transverse. Baker comes off Sligo, and it's a Sparks throw in. Baseline. Swanky finds some nice back position and takes the Sparks to 33. They're back within 3 goals. So much netball still to be played here in the third quarter, but also in the game. Peru to McCrowan. Baker 1 foot inside the circle. She'll come back, use the centre. Tries to go 1-2. Ward's hands are on it, but it does end up back with Baker and through the hoop. That was a lovely shot. Sparks pushing into the goal circle. And Swanky takes them back within 1. So moments of brilliance have kept the Sparks in this match. But it's a pretty tight tussle considering there's 4 places between these two teams. Baker trying to find some space and working hard for it. Swanky dealing with a fair bit of physical attention from both the defenders, and rightly so. She's a big target and pretty accurate. Oh, look at the split stance. That is smart, right in front, able to get closer to the post. Burton over the top of Peru. Oh, stepping call. No contact call. Selwyn able to pull her hands out of it and ensure that the Sparks get a throw in from the baseline. McCrowan says, guys, where are my options? Someone needs to come forward. And unfortunately, the Sparks give it to a yellow dress. Burton to Ward. Lovely work in the circle. So 1 goal difference, 5.5 till the final break. Swanky nice and confident, patting Abby Baker on the back. Hilton just saying sorry to the umpire. Sligo able to get her hands free from McCrowan and take the pass. Now they're with Burton on the edge, and Sligo's found some space for herself. The ball comes over the top and back into Ward's hands. And they push back in front by 1 United. Held ball call. Baker just unable to get the ball out of her own hands. Fumbling. Ward. Held ball. Unhappy to take the shot. The Sparks making quick work of this opportunity. And Baker with a nice little bounce pops it through. She's made a pretty big difference in that attacking circle for the Sparks. Abby Baker coming on in the third quarter. Oh, Sligo taken out with the trip. Accidental. It has been pulled up in the goal third. At 38 apiece, it's vital United come back with another answer here. Ward, fairway out. She's not going to shoot from there, but she's found a better position. Nice and close, and she won't miss. 39-38, back within 1. Put me on repeat. McCrowan to Vassallo. Oh, they come over the top. There's heavy traffic. The ball ends up with the Sparks. And now in the pocket, Vassallo's going to have to try and go back to the transverse line. Hilton will go quickly to Vassallo. Abby Baker draws a foul inside the edge. And now Swanky, happy to take her own penalty in this scenario. Takes them back level, 39 apiece. Burton stuck for an option. She tries to come back to Thomas. Highly contested ball. Some really lovely parents here tonight and friends and family calling out words of encouragement. Some of these players are studying their HSC, and so it can become a pretty late night for them heading back to school tomorrow. McCrowan to Baker outside the circle. Now on the edge, Vassallo. Waist high pass into Swanky, draws a penalty. And Baker looking up at the ring, looking at Kaimani Swanky, said, nah, you take it. They've hit 40, the Sparks, and the lead with a chance to go up with another. It's a bit of a swing in momentum this quarter. And I think Abby Baker's been pretty key. Swanky, big jump at the back. Shows great confidence going for the rebound. Free shot, left-hand side. And the Sparks are up by 2. United, they'd be starting to panic here. Selwyn does well to keep the ball in play. It does go over a third, however. That was brilliant from Ash Selwyn. Oh, Vassallo on the chase. Deflection, but can't keep it from heading out the sideline. And now United will push up closer with a penalty. Burton finding Ward. Call goes against Hilton and Selwyn. And United come back within 1. 30 seconds on the clock and our crowd has woken up. Heading into the final break. There is just 1 goal separating them. And it's the 5th place Sparks that are up. Baker, 17 seconds, comes back to McCrowan. They've found Swanky up top. No look pass. Baker behind. using Swanky as a screen. And that is beautiful work by the Sparks, who are up by 2. 5 seconds held on the clock. United going to take their last center of the game. They try to score quickly, and in doing so, the ball ends up with Ash Selwyn. So haven't the Sparks turned up tonight? Looking up at court 1, Sapphire is still leading the Panthers 48-33, so it's unlikely that they'll make the semis at this stage, but they're playing for pride. Currently up by 2 goals. It could go either way in the last 15 minutes. Stick with us on Bar TV. The final 15 in round 14 on the show court. Sparks up by 2 goals, 5th v 1st. Interestingly, looking at the last quarter, the Sparks, we talked about them gaining momentum through Abby Baker in goal attack. They scored 16 goals to United's 9. So that's pretty impressive. And they've turned things around here tonight. Whether they can finish the job and keep up that energy, we wait to see. But neither side has made any changes since the last quarter. And Swanky is the first to sink a goal in the final. Coming round the body, Sligo to Donahue. She finds Burton. However, there has been a change. So pushing into centre is Eliza Burton from wing attack, which means Donahue's gone to wing attack. And Sligo's gone to wing defence. So there's a little bit of a mix-up here. Nadia McDonald warns us that she would do that just to check out her options for the finals. They're heading into semis next week in the major semi-final. So with familiar faces on court, you would be forgiven to think there have been no changes made. But a slight little mix-up could mean the world's difference in this final quarter. Burton, easy feed to Ward, just waiting to see if Sligo was able to find back space. And this time we see Ward take a rebound. That's confidence. These two teams drew 50 all in the first round. And it's pretty tight in round 14 too. Just 2 goals in it at the moment. Swanky coming outside the circle will offload to McCrowan. Quick work between the shooters. Baker. Little bounce up and in. Trademark shot. 3 goals in it. The Sparks are up. And United desperately want to go out with this minor premiership they've already got on a high. They're a team that can come from behind and pull off a pretty convincing win. However, right now things aren't working completely in their favour. As we see the Sparks super fast in their attack. Spreading wide, using the whole court. They find Baker on the baseline. And Swanky will back her up. Oh, she doesn't need to. Baker's there. Who's just added so much energy to that shooting circle, Baker. And Swanky was already strong at the back. Force back to Peru. Now Vassallo. Low ball to McCrowan. Coming back again into the midcourt. Call goes against McCrowan though, and it will be a United penalty. They'll push up further again against Peru. Sligo coming forward, fading back, and then front position. Will now take a penalty underneath and bring United back within 3. The crowd's gone a little quiet here again on the show court at the Janaea Netball Centre. Split stance. Ward in front, fairway out, confident this time round. She's missed a few long range shots tonight, so that's going to give her some confidence sinking that. Baker just eyes for the hoop. It's like a magnet. Donahue setting up a play on the edge of the circle. Just under 10 minutes to go. 3 goals in it. Now, if you missed the Opens game between the Sparks and North Shore United, the Sparks were able to pull off a pretty big upset. 8th over 5th. To win their final match of 2018. And up on the show court where I was, the minor premiership decided. The Erna Hawks up over Central Coast, who have led at the top of the ladder most of the season. Maria Falau was on court for the Eastwood Ride Hawks too. So Netball Central sent into a little bit of a frenzy tonight. And there's plenty of yelling being done up on the top courts for the under-20s as well. Oh, ball won by Sligo, but she's given it straight back to Selwyn. The keeper is so strong at the back. She comes out hunting, she reads the play, and they've converted many a goal from her efforts tonight. The Sparks now up by 4. Remember, they were down 31-26 at half-time. Swinging the circle, instead they go to Sligo. It looked as if the pass was meant for Donahue. She's ready up the top, but Burton has other ideas. She's found Ward at the back. And the goal is good, so the option was good. Back within 3. United centre. Sligo's come out for the centre pass. She'll come back to her sister. Donahue just creeping inside the goal third. Lovely feed, but unfortunately it looks like it was a replay. Or a stepping call, either or. Probably replay. McCrowan to Vassallo. Dakota Thomas doing well to confuse the space. And she's got a handful trying to mark Abby Baker, who's just so quick with a lot of flair in her game. Again, we see her take a nice little shot. She's just put the Sparks out to 50. And they're up over the team coming first by 4 goals. Is this really happening? Driving backwards for Salo in the pocket to Baker. Baker and Swanky both an option then, and they went straight to Swanky at the back. Little cheeky smile between all the coaches and the shooters. They know she's a big target. Burton round the body. Ward's come out. Donahue back to Burton centre. Fair bit of physicality. Selwyn just says, I'm sorry, with a little tap on the back. And right at the back, at the baseline, Sligo sinks a goal for United. Breaking call goes against the Sparks. Up inside the inside channel. Easy give and go between Sligo and Burton. And the loopy shot is good. The crowd like it. Donahue, the tall wing attack. Back to Sligo. Burton pushing the circle out wide. They go up, they go to Ward. And she is accurate. 51-49. Here come United. They're not going to go down lying. Two goals the difference. McCrowan in the pocket. Goes around to player. Swanky offloads a little drop ball. And now Baker's found front position. Someone really needs to stick on Baker one-on-one. Little handshake this time between the two. That was official. 3 goals the difference. United desperately trying to push back in front in this match. Burton goes long in the air. Ward's tall enough. And with 4 bodies after the ball, it does make it through the net. Back to 2 goals difference where we started this quarter. Vassallo running hard backwards with a drive. In the pocket now, Baker, look at her. She's got so much free space around her and the flexibility to do what she likes. Standard set play from United, who are starting to get back into their groove. The Sparks edging toward the post, and there's Baker again. A young player with a lot of flair. Baker was actually a training partner last year and was so excited to be elevated to the team. For 2018, a St. George Junior, was in the second top St. George team last year. And she's one of the younger members, actually. She's only in year 10 or 11. But really, her presence has been known out here on court tonight. Brilliant win by Burton, the ACT representative. Sligo comes back to Donahue, and Burton's creating everything in centre. They'll take a penalty just inside the circle. Working up position. A step closer, and offload to Ward. Back within 1, 2 minutes 30 on the clock. We have a game on our hands. Burton comes to Sligo. Surely the crowd can lift a little in intensity now. Donahue, Burton over the top. And Ward takes them back level, 54 apiece. This is why North Shore are the top team. They know how to draw a game back when it seems too far from their clutches. The Sparks coming up against some hard defensive units in United. But persistence could pay off if they can build towards the circle. 1:41 on the clock. Swenky, strong, reliable, makes it through the hoop. A minute 30 on the clock. Here come United. They'll need to equal the score and then go one up to win tonight. They've already had 2 draws so far this season. Hell ball, 3 seconds gone, 1 minute 20 on the clock. Peru finds Vassallo in the middle. The Sparks up by 1, just need court possession. And Selwyn able to get to the ball first in a foot race. 1 minute left, the pressure building. And not gaining much ground, the Sparks. In fact, they're being pushed backward. Oh, Donahue almost steals the ball. But the Sparks, they've hang on to possession. 50 seconds on the clock. A little call from the umpire steadies things. Peru to Vassallo. They go up and over and find Swenky. She's a fair way out. She's not going to take a shot from there. Outside hand from Sligo, but she gets pulled up. And now Baker, with 30 seconds on the clock, will step back, take a shot. She won't miss because she is accurate. And she pushes them in front by 2. The Sparks, with a centre on their hands, have pulled off a pretty magnificent upset tonight. And they'd like to convert again. With 10 seconds, Swenky just needs to take the shot. They come back. She's now even further out. Can they get it to Baker? Split stance. Tough defensive work from Ward. And right on the buzzer, the Sparks get the goal that they want. 57-54. They've upset the minor premiers here in North Shore tonight by 3 goals. We're going to wrap this match in front of the camera very shortly with a Sparks player. All right, we've got Caitlin Campbell here, captain of the Under-20 Sparks. Did you think you were going to win this game tonight?
Oh, it was a tough one coming out because the other team's coming first, but I'm so proud of the girls tonight. They did great. They just come out and finished off the season really strong, so really proud of them, yeah.
The third quarter made the real difference because you guys came out and scored 16 points to their 9.
Yeah.
And do you think Abby Baker had something to do with that?
It just brings a different play, I guess. Yeah, Abby's just a bit more like, a bit more of a runner compared to the other girls, and just brings a different play, just fresh legs, and yeah, no, she did great out there. Yeah.
We were enjoying her on the commentary because she's got so much flair about her game, but she's very young, isn't she? She's only in year 10 or 11.
Yeah, she's very young, but she's got so much potential. Yeah, she's doing great. Yeah.
Now, what will be the focus for you guys? Now, obviously, because the Sapphires won their game, you can't push into the finals, so you're done. But what's the focus heading on to next year? Will you think about that now, or will you enjoy the off-season?
Probably just enjoy the off-season, and then we'll get back into it. And, I feel like there's unfinished business with us, but, yeah, no, we'll just get into training and hopefully come out with a bang next year. So, yeah.
Congrats on the win tonight. Enjoy your off-season, and we'll see you in 2019.
Thank you very much. See ya.
That wraps up our coverage here on Bar TV tonight. Next week, it's the semi-finals. Here on the show called at 7 p.m, you'll get the Opens. It'll be a rematch of today's minor premiership match between the Central Coast Heart and the Erna Hawks. And then you'll also get an under-20s game right after that at 8:40. Make sure you tune in with us then because the action will be great. Thanks for sticking with us tonight. See you later.